Hey guys, so midnight deep dive. So apparently this was today. I was gonna watch it, but I had to work. But it's short. It's 30 minutes. I've got what every gamer needs to drink while watching this. I got myself a Gatorade. What do you think I was gonna say? A Mountain Dew or something? No. Got me a fruit punch Gatorade. And nothing else. It's just Gatorade. Gatorade. No, anyway. So this is the midnight deep dive. Deep dive right into your asshole. But anyway, T for teen. Violence, blood, and gore, suggestive themes, mild language, use of alcohol and tobacco, crude humor. That sounds more like South Park than anything.
What's up, everybody? Here at the end of the...
All hail Daddy Metzen. Like, this man right here is World of Warcraft. This man is World of Warcraft. If you've seen any cool piece of, like, art, like, penned out, that was this guy. His whole life, his passion, is World of Warcraft. He's the lore maker. He's the rock star of Blizzard. All hail Daddy Metzen.
War Within, the first dramatic chapter of the World Soul Saga. We've seen the adventure take us into the depths of the world, and even to worlds cast out in the great dark beyond. We've seen our villain Xal'atath running around and amassing untold power. We've seen her siphon the energies of Dalaran, and even those of the black blood beneath Azj-Kahet. And recently, Xal'atath assumed the power of the last Void Lord, Dimensius. So the question remains, what will she do with all that power? And what are her intentions relative to our precious World Soul? So now, as midnight descends, and the second, darker chapter of our trilogy begins, Xal'atath has returned to Azeroth, leading an army known as the Devouring Host, intent on snuffing out the light of the Sunwell and plunging the world into darkness. You, the heroes of Azeroth, will be set on a collision course with Xal'atath to save not only Azeroth itself, but everything that is.
Hi everyone. As we kick off our midnight...
All hail Master Ian. Say what you will about I love Ian. You know, he's got a certain charm about him. You know, everyone makes fun of the way he talks, like how he's sort of very energetic about things sometimes, but he's almost kind of like the Ben Shapiro, I guess, of WoW, in that same form. You know, he really goes really fast when he talks sometimes, and sometimes it's really hard to understand what he's saying. And sometimes, you know, you just want to try to say something, but then he cuts you off, you know, something like that. But that's what he's like to me. He's like the freaking Ben Shapiro of Blizzard.
Alpha, we'd like to give you all a deep dive into what's in store. We want to recap everything we've shared so far, along with some brand new details. Today we're going to talk about the story of Midnight, as well as the zones, dungeons, delves, and raids that await if you want to save our world from Xal'atath. We're also going to talk about...
And what if we don't want to save the world from Xal'atath? What if we want to just welcome our barefoot mommy? Is that a possibility? Can we do that? Can we have us lose for once? I mean, technically, we've kind of already lost, you know, because she has exactly what she needs. She's got the power of Dimensius, so she's technically already won, but we're not suffering the consequences of that loss. So can we just lose once? I'm tired of being the victor. I'm tired of being the champion of Azeroth. I'm tired of being the hero of the cosmos. I want to lose. I want to feel the repercussions of something cosmic. Please.
About some big new features coming in Midnight, like Prey and the Devourer Demon Hunter specialization. And of course, let's not forget housing. Thank you so much for joining us today. And as always, thank you for being a part of this amazing community, for choosing to spend your time in Azeroth and with each other. Now, without further ado, let's see what's in store for our home away from home. After all, it's nearly midnight.
The void storm rages in the sky, a surging vortex of shadow and chaos. Xalatath has returned. Wielding the dark heart, she carves a path of destruction through once tranquil lands. Her all-consuming goal: devour the heavens, blot out all light, and bring about her midnight. It is in the shadow of this swirling storm that the defenders of Azeroth must rally once more. For peace, for the light, for the good. This is not a battle. It is a reckoning. At the Sunwell, that eternal bastion of light and hope, Lady Liadrin and Lorthamar Theron lead the Blood Elves as they prepare to make their final stand.
Lorthamar Theron, Regent Lord of Quel'Thalas. So yeah, the cinematic was great. I heard people complain that there was a variant lack of feet from Xalatath. Every time we've seen her, it starts from the feet and goes up. And people are like, you could have had HD feet in this Blizzard, and you chose not to. I'm unsubscribing forever. No, but the Sunwell, the last bit of light, it's basically what's keeping light in Azeroth. So once that goes bye-bye, yeah, it's easier to plunge everything into darkness. And the reason it's so strong is because the Sunwell is made out of water from the Well of Eternity, which, Illidan kind of stole a few vials as the Well of Eternity was imploding. But he gave it to a few people like Lady Vaj and Kael'thas, and but a new Sunwell was made after the other one was destroyed by Arthas, and so it's very powerful considering it's the lifeblood of Azeroth. When the Maelstrom was formed, when Aman'Thul was reached into the planet and literally pulled Yasharaj out of the planet, and because its tentacles and everything were so deep in the planet, it caused Azeroth to bleed, essentially, and that became the Well of Eternity. So very powerful stuff. So that is the last bastion of light. The Sunwell goes, we're pretty much fucked. But at this point, I want to be fucked, especially if it's by this chick right here, even though she's technically not a chick. She's a freaking void creature taking over the body of a dead blood elf. But I don't care. If we have to get fucked by anyone, I hope it's her.
Because across all worlds and all stories, one thing never changes. Home is worth fighting for. Welcome to World of Warcraft Midnight. Your story begins on the Isle of Quel'Danas. In the immediate aftermath of Xalatath's invasion, the Sunwell surges with light, calling out to all heroes of Azeroth for aid, while the vile creatures of the Void wage a relentless assault in the hopes of extinguishing it once and for all. Flying monstrosities attack from darkened skies, and malign foes manifest without warning to wreak havoc across the plateau. Stand true with the champions of Azeroth as they mount a desperate defense against this invasion. For if the Sunwell falls, so too does the world. The defense of the Sunwell leads you directly into Silver Moon City. But not the one you know. The renewed light of the Sunwell symbolizes Silver Moon's revitalization, shining over a city fully restored to a thrumming, living capital. Familiar landmarks gleam with fresh polish, while new areas like the Sanctum of Light and the Garden of Remembrance offer countless nooks and stories to explore. Inside the city walls, the threat of Xalatath's war draws the Alliance and Horde into wary cooperation, with shared spaces hosting common services like trainers, the auction house, vendors, and more. Around a third of the city remains off-limits to those under the Lion's banner, so the Alliance allegiant should tread lightly or risk being attacked on sight. Outside the city walls, however, is where your role in the fight against the Void really begins to take shape. The strength of the Sunwell infuses Eversong Woods with restorative energy, healing much of the damage of wars past and filling the zone with new growth and new life. All of what you remember of this lush, thriving forest is here. But Eversong is also a reimagined landscape of increased scale and greater beauty. Most noticeably, the Ghostlands and Eversong Woods are now joined into one large zone, which is itself joined to the Eastern Kingdoms. Eversong's flourishing fluorescence is not without complication. Though the Sunwell's light is a boon to the environment, its surging power causes pockets of light bloom, small groves of light-enriched growth, to experience surges of their own. The light bloom's rampant propagation, if left unchecked, threatens to smother all life under an overgrown tangle. Your adventures through Eversong will have you investigating the light bloom, dealing with the aftermath of a Hawkstrider chick gone wild, helping a suspicious apothecary with questionable motives, untangling the secrets of two feuding nobles, and even getting caught up in a sinister murder plot, alongside Magister Umbric as he works to crack the secrets of the Void. It is up to you how your story progresses beyond Eversong Woods, with 3 available paths you can tackle in any order. Brave the ancient troll kingdom of Zulaman, investigate the gnarled hidden roots of Harandar, or accompany Arator on his journey to better understand the light, the void, and himself.
So I've said it before so many times, I love troll themed areas, and the fact that we are getting to kind of quest and everything in Zulaman instead of just having it as a raid, I'm really excited about. Every time I've said before, I really wish they would do more with trolls instead of having like a throwaway dungeon or whatever. You know, you had vanilla, you know, you have like Zulaman, you have Zul'Garub, you have Zul'Farrak over in whatchamacallit, Tanaris, Gundrak in Northrend, in Zuldrak. And I love the troll aesthetics. I love the drums that always accompany them. How they always take from Mayan, ancient Mayan, Aztec, kind of aesthetics. But I love the troll aesthetic. I love the trolls. I mean, the trolls are probably one of the most important races. I mean, everything like the night elves would eventually spawn the blood elves, but the dark trolls were the first beings essentially, and they settled near the Well of Eternity, and over however much time they gained intelligence and they became the night elves. So they are extremely important, and the fact that we don't dive into more troll-like things, it's just kind of disappointing. I mean, we had Zuldazar, which that was really cool, considering we heard about Zuldazar for ages and King Rastakhan, and but yeah, it's very far and few when it comes to troll-related things, and it's a real shame because they really are a cool race.
Zulaman finds the Amani Troll Empire at one of its lowest points. The homeland of warlord Zuljin, Zulaman was once a place where Loa bestowed to the Amani their godly strength, and were devoutly revered in kind. The temples still stand.
Also, fun fact, Zuljin, this fucking dude over here, Zuljin. So, this dude, trolls are able to regrow limbs. Zuljin was such a badass that he chose not to regrow his arm, almost as like a sign of the war that he went through, almost like a badge of honor and that sort of thing. This dude could have grown his arm back, and he chose not to because of how fucking badass the dude was. They took his arm, they took his eye, they took his job, they took his germ! And this dude is like, nope, I'm just gonna keep it wrapped up as a stump, and I am not gonna grow it back because this is my legacy. Anyway, yeah, I thought that's just an awesome thing that trolls can grow their body parts back, but this guy, he was like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't know if he can grow back eyes, but like limbs and stuff. So you cut off his arm, he can grow it back. Legs, he grow it back. He cut his dick off, he could grow it back. But eyes, I'm not too sure. Same thing with teeth.
Weathered but proud, the eagle, the lynx, the dragon hawk, and the bear. Ascend wind-swept sky-scraping peaks, explore ruins shrouded in fog, traverse stormy wilds teeming with vicious beasts, and accompany Zuljara, granddaughter of Zuljin, and the pragmatic pillar of strength now leading the Amani, as she seeks a means to save her people from void-aligned cultists and the monsters they revere.
I see where this is going. We've got Liedrin leading the night of the Blood Elves. We've got the chick leading the Amani trolls. It's gonna be the war within all over. All these main characters and other male characters, they're gonna be taking backseat to strong, powerful females. Because this is Blizzard's way of saying, hey, we're sorry we sexually harassed you girls and treated you like you were objects. Please forgive us.
The Amani are invaluable allies in the defense against Xalatath's invading force. If you help them fight for their home, they will help you fight for yours. At the confluence of the world tree's roots lies an impossible primordial jungle known as Harandar. It is here that Azeroth's entire history wraps, twists, and braids, a literal entanglement of all that has been and all that will be. Harandar is a land of magical, powerful growth. Fungal towers, glowing moss bridges, and entire villages sprout from Harandar's wild, organic fabrics. The pulsing heart of this knotted tangle is the cradle, once the domain of a nascent goddess, long vanished, and now the home of the Haranir, who have for generations lived secretly under its soothing light. The reclusive Haranir are a proud and insular people. They have long avoided interfering in matters of the world above, but Xalatath's destructive ambition does not stop at the surface, and the Haranir can no longer afford the luxury of neutrality. There is another way you can help with the defense of Azeroth against Xalatath's cruel machinations. Accompany Eretor, son of Turalian and Aleria Windrunner, on a continent-spanning journey in the hopes of bolstering the Sunwell and strengthening the vanguard of the light. This story-driven adventure finds you traveling with Eretor as he searches for sacred relics and attempts to peel back the mysteries of the Void, all while grappling with his own relationships to his family and the light. Eretor's mission brings new experiences to familiar locations. Defend Light's Hope Chapel from an attack by Scourge forces. Fight through the darkened corridors of Scarlet Monastery to put to rest those who would pervert the light for their own nefarious gain, and work with Sunwalker Desco in Hammerfall to help Eretor in discovering the paladin he aspires to become.
So Eretor is a really cool character. The last time we saw him was pretty much in Outland. He's been there in Outland, and son of Tyrellian and Illyria, and he's finally able to come back. So it's pretty cool that we're actually getting stuff with him, because he is a cool character. I mean, he's the child of two very important characters, you know, Illyria and Tyrellian. So it's nice. Also, I love the flames right down here. That's really cool looking. That's a nice sword. Oh man, I'm gonna come just looking at that shit. But yeah, it's really cool. Because it's DC was how long ago, and he's just been chilling out Outland this entire time. So the fact that we're kind of getting to party with him for a little bit, and he can kind of forge his own way. See him hanging out with his parents, and whatever kind of squabble they might get into. I'm sure his thought process is way different than his dad's, who's like, we must follow the light without, you know, questioning it, and this and that. And obviously his mother, who has no problem using the void, which is what they're fighting against. So it's going to be nice to see his philosophy, how he deals with his parents, you know, with two polar extremes. One believes in absolute light, the other has no problem using the void. It's kind of like wielding the enemy, you know, the power, wielding the power of my enemy, to use, kind of like what they wanted to do with, like, in Lord of the Rings. It's like, well, why not use the power of the ring against Sauron? It's like, because it doesn't work that way. But so two just extreme sides. So it's going to be interesting to see his interaction with them. I don't think he's going to be nearly as whiny, if whiny at all, compared to, like, Anduin. Of course, Anduin's gone through shit, so naturally he has a reason to be whiny. You try being controlled by the fucking jailer and do terrible things and see how you feel by the end of it. But yeah, he's a real cool character, and I'm glad we're getting to hang out with him.
Arator's story reaches its climax in the shadow of Blackrock Mountain, where alongside the sons of Lothar, he must face the weight of his father's legacy and decide once and for all whether he is willing to rise to meet it. The raging center of an unraveling shadowy maelstrom and the epicenter of Xal'atath's power, Voidstorm overflows with violence, chaos, and hostility. Storm fields twist and fold its space. Gravity becomes untethered and tethers again. Insatiable void creatures known as Dominar stalk the storm, each one as unique and ancient as it is hateful and hungry. They carry on their eternal hunt for power under the black gaze of three enormous nexus points, hubs of the malicious dark energy Xal'atath draws upon to fuel her void spar and conduct her unyielding assault against the Sunwell. Join Azeroth's champions and the Void Elves in their quest to understand what powers this storm and stave off its approach. Though much of the world of Midnight lies in the ominous shade of the encroaching void, there is at least one refuge for the weary, the Arcantina. What began as a hidden sanctuary is now a not-so-secret tavern haven for Horde and Alliance alike. A big, cozy space filled by music, chatter, and life. If the void is the bleak and the cold, the Arcantina is its opposite, a warm spark in the heart of every patron. It is a place to gather with friends, find the perfect comfy sitting room, or just soak in the atmosphere of a well-traveled watering hole. As a crossway for people of all kinds, the Arcantina also serves as a source of new adventures. Familiar faces stop by here and there, spinning stories and offering quests that send you far across Azeroth in search of relics of the past. Follow the course they set for you to discover a fresh perspective on familiar locations. Xal'atath is determined in her destiny, an unrelenting foe with an army that never sleeps. But you can't live every moment in grim resistance. The Arcantina is always here, should you find yourself in need of a little respite. The mysteries of the origins of the void and the knowledge and power to stop it are not to be found only on the surface. For true deliverance, as always, hides in snarled labyrinths, looming temples, deadly ruins. These delves, dungeons, and raids are the real font of power, the sacred and defiled spaces from which strength is not just earned, but taken. Across this void-darkened world hide myriad delves overflowing with incalculable danger. Located on the Isle of Quel'Danas, Parhelion Plaza is an outdoor delve that drops you into the heart of the defense of the Sunwell. Fight against the surge of the Void's attack by restoring Parhelion's defenses, commanding an artillery of light, ducking into pocket dimensions and putting down Gladius Slana, a dominar who uses...
So if this is a whole new area of Quel'Danas, that must mean the area that was kind of closed off, kind of, because it was, we flew over it. But there was that one part that was pretty much scarred up. And you would, one of the dailies was to fly over there and start bombing like the pit lords and stuff like that. So it's possible that that side over there has been restored and this is all taking place near, you know, in that area, because unless they built this over the years and it's, you know, that place is still there and out of commission and this is just like a new place. Unless it's the plaza that's like right there, it's, you know, you get the bridge that you go over to Sunwell Plateau, and but yeah, it'd be cool if they restore, because a lot of the stuff that's been destroyed, like with Silver Moon, same thing. That whole part that was destroyed where the Dead Scar was, apparently it's restored. Things are better, and that part of Silver Moon that was destroyed, it's now restored. So I would hope that they're using that that sort of thing here. It's like, oh yeah, you know that part where you flew over for your daily and started bombing shit? Yeah, it's all good now. You can go over there. There's like this whole thing over there now. But I like the fact that we're going back here. I think they said Magister's Terrace is going to be one of the dungeons again, which is great. I love that place.
Summoned Voidwalkers as weapons against your stand. Expect to plunge the depths of 9 other delves and 1 seasonal Nemesis delve when Midnight launches. You do not have to face these delves alone. Valera Sanguinar is a powerful new companion with a rogue-minded approach to problem-solving. As a DPS, her killing spree ability has her moving through the shadows to lash out at multiple enemies. As a healer, she uses vampiric reaping to rip away the life force of enemies into orbs you can collect to heal. And as a tank, she uses your first mistake to taunt and do damage over time to any enemy that turns their back on her to attack her ally. Valera is also a prolific provider of poisons that, depending on her role, empower you with more damage, better avoidance, increased speed, and more. Your adventures in Midnight eventually lead you down darker paths, paths that end in overgrown corridors and ruin-stricken relics, forgotten places of powers best left unstirred. Yet these dungeons promise plunder worthy of the peril, should you have the courage to overcome the challenges within. Windrunner Spire, the former residence of the Windrunner family, haunts the skyline of Eversong Wood's western shore. The strained relationship of its namesake sisters, Varisa, Sylvanas, and Ilaria, imbues its halls with a sullen, spiteful energy. The restless spirits bound to this animosity threaten all who draw near. Among these spirits walks the Windrunner's soul brother, Lirith, who needs your help in quelling this restlessness and clearing his once great home of hate. Serenity, however, is not so easily claimed. There are other forces that seek dominion over this domain. Emberdawn, a fire-colored dragonhawk, claims the dilapidated gardens of the Spire as a nest for her young. She is fiercely territorial, answering intruders with both talon and flame. The derelict duo comprised of the Banshee Callis and her loyal abomination Latch lead a band of fanatical undead in a hunt for relics tied to Sylvanas. They meet outside Interference with a mix of shadowy magic and brute strength. Commander Krolok, a merciless orc who oversaw countless conquests during the Second War that took Lirath Windrunner's life, stalks the Spire with an insatiable bloodlust. Since being slain in vengeance by Alleria, Krolok knows only torment and the desire to pass it on. The restless heart, a concentrated whirlwind of grief and suffering born from the conflict of the Windrunner sisters, envelops all who remain in turbulent turmoil. This swirling spectre takes the form of a ranger, combining the power of the wind with volleys of arrows to cut down the uninvited. Windrunner Spire was, at one point, a living embodiment of family and of legacy. With the help of Lirath and your allies, you can make it so once more. 7 more dungeons await you in Midnight, each one crawling with the Cutthroat and the Craven. Magister's Terrace and Murder Row in Eversong Woods, the Den of Nalorak and Mysara Caverns in Zolaman, Blinding Vale in Harandar, and the Voidscar Arena and Nexus Point Zenith in Voidstorm. The most tyrannical antagonists of Azeroth work their dark deeds from within Midnight's 3 new raids. The Void Spire, where 6 bosses hold court over the heart of the Void, and muster against the amassing vanguard of the light as it readies to storm the walls of Xalatath's stronghold. The Dream Rift, where you must join in the hunt for an undreamt god that never should have been, and put down half-birthed abominations that lash out against existence itself. And the march on Quell Danas, an encounter still shrouded by the fog of war beyond the known presence of Beloren, the void-corrupted phoenix, who stakes a ceaseless watch over the entrance to the chambers beyond. The Void threatens to end all of Azeroth, to rend the world in the squall of a black tempest. But the extraordinary power it carries does provide opportunities to those heroes willing to embrace it. Devoured demon hunters bend the Void to their will, ripping Void fragments from their enemies and using them as the power source for cataclysmic spells. They are mid-range damage dealers, armed with a summonable Void Scythe, darting in and out of the fray as they dance on the line between control and chaos. Voidblade and Hungering Slash work in concert, dash into melee range to deliver a series of crushing Void Scythe attacks, then use Vengeful Retreat to escape the enemy's reprisal. You can also start this combo off with a Void-charged The Hunt. Metamorphosis transforms you into a familiar state of cursed power. The more you feed it, the longer it lasts. Ride the wave of annihilation by tearing apart souls and staying alive. Reap is a sweeping scythe attack that consumes all of your soul fragments for one massive burst of damage. Use Void Ray to cut through enemies in a straight line and leave them smoldering. Collapsing Star channels the immense energy of a dying star, focusing it into one single destructive blast. The more you cast it during your Void metamorphosis, the stronger it gets. Demon hunters also find themselves with new...
I'm sorry, but you're summoning and creating a collapsing star. There is nothing on the planet that should be able to survive that, especially common enemies. Do you know how strong a collapsing star is? And we are just casually making them in our fucking hands. That is like one hit KO everything. It's like the thing with Gardevoir, where they're like, oh my god, Gardevoir is so dangerous because she can create mini black holes and it should destroy everything. Yeah, when you're creating a collapsing star, it sounds cool, but the logistics of it, it's like, if we can do that, it's basically KO for anything. They'd be crushed from the weight. It's like Cosmoem, you know, Cosmog's evolution. You know, it's small, but it weighs thousands upon thousands upon thousands of pounds. Something small, condensed like that. We're creating It's like in Dragon Ball Z as well. You know, people are like, oh, how are those little tiny things doing so much damage? Because they're plasma. They're forming stars in their hands, no matter how small they are. Plasma. If you throw a star at something, it's going to do a lot of damage. And now we've got demon hunters, or now void hunters as well, just casually creating collapsing stars in their hands. Again, sounds cool, but the logistics of it.
Disciples in midnight. Void elves are sharpening their war glaives and joining the hunt. Newly awakened to the dire threat of midnight, the Haranir join the fight for the surface as the next playable allied race. Haranir are deeply entwined with the organic world. Theirs is a culture shaped not by cities or by conquest, but by the roots, the stones, the quiet pulse of the deepest breath of the world. Their armor, their weapons, their skin, all are infused with the inner light of organic power. Even the mightiest primordial predator in Harandar knows to fear the telltale luminescence of a Haranir's markings in the dense jungle brush. They are primal, ferocious hunters, a force of nature unto themselves, who possess the racial ability to travel along the roots of the world, from Harandar to any world tree, or from anywhere back to Harandar. Haranir are versatile warriors who can choose from a wide range of paths, including those of the warrior, hunter, rogue, priest, shaman, mage, warlock, monk, and druid. The last of which has all new forms that reflect the Haranir's unique connection to those hidden parts of the earth. Prey is a secret opt-in initiative run out of Silvermoon City by Astalor Bloodsworn, a blood elf with what some might call a colorful past. Astalor is after one thing: anguish, a powerful magic siphoned from Azeroth's deadliest threats, and he's offering generous compensation to heroes who are courageous or foolhardy enough to go chase it. Astalor's lair in Murder Row is your base of operations for Prey, the place where you pick your targets, track your progress, and collect your rewards, including cosmetics, mounts, titles, and housing items. The deeper you go, the harder the challenges and the more you unlock. Prey has 3 difficulties. Normal, which serves as an introduction to the system, along with offering plenty of challenge. Hard, where the ambushes get meaner and the encounters more intense. And Nightmare, which is just about the fastest way to gain intimate knowledge of Midnight's many new and scenic graveyards. Prey can ambush you at any time, whether you're questing, exploring, or minding your own business. Each time you defeat your target, you increase your advantage by tiring them out and buying time to find whatever dark hole they're hiding in. Higher difficulties incorporate torments, personal afflictions that only impact you. Torments cause a wide range of effects, like creating an AoE damage puddle under recently deceased foes, or haunting you with a bloody spirit that deals lethal damage when it catches you. A torment can also manifest in the form of Astalor's impatience, forcing you to make a kill within a specific time limit before Astalor simply extracts his payment from you. Prey targets are all different, and all deadly. Magister Sunbreaker, a disgraced blood elf whose reckless magic is a threat to Silvermoon and everyone near it. High Vindicator Vareem, a zealot who believes the void can only be defeated by covering the entire world in holy flame, and is ready to put that belief to the test. Executor Canius, a sadistic dominar whose primary hobby is murdering anyone foolish enough to challenge his martial prowess. Prey is a way to add excitement, unpredictability, and challenge to your journey through midnight. But be warned, there's a reason Astalor isn't chasing these targets himself. For those...
I love that. It's like, Astalor's like, okay, dude, you're taking a little too long, so, thanks for trying. I'm just gonna take payment from you right now. Thanks. Have fun walking back from the graveyard.
To tread the worn paths and soaring skyways of Azeroth, it is more than a world, more than story, character, or conflict. Azeroth is, and always will be, home. Housing in Midnight is dedicated to that ineffable feeling of being part of something bigger, of something greater, of living a real life as a true part of a real world. Housing in WoW is built to give you boundless self-expression in the place you call yours. Collect hundreds of decorations and dive deep on customization. Place, rotate, scale, and move items to your heart's content. This is more than changing a coat of paint or choosing a different picture frame. It's a sandbox for your imagination. World of Warcraft has over 2 decades of content, and the time you've spent in Azeroth over the years will yield a bounty of housing rewards. Milestones like
I was about to say, I really hope that it's not limited, but I can see up there, it says, like, they placed it down, it says, like, 9, 10 out of 2,500. So it's not to your heart's content. You do have 2,500 pieces that you can put down, which seems like a lot. But then you get to that one piece that you want to show, but it's like, oh, well, there's this piece right here that I want to show. And we can't have them up at the same time. All because there's an actual limit. I mean, I get why there's a limit, but 2,500 for a house and everything that's supposed to, it's going to be big, it just seems like a fairly, just like a drop in the bucket at this point.
over the years will yield a bounty of housing rewards. Milestones like completing your Legion Order Hall campaign or finishing completionist achievements like Back to the Beyond will award housing items post facto. You'll also earn decor through dungeons and raids, reputation vendors, achievements, quest lines, housing endeavors, the auction house, holidays and live events, and crafting. All professions from all expansions can craft decor. Search the world for lumber, a new gathering resource, and use it to craft decorations that can be bought and sold on the auction house. Many housing-specific items can be dyed, giving you greater control of the finer details of decorating. Imagine your dream home. Collect and craft the decor to bring it to reality. Then tweak it until it is just right. Floor plans are flexible. You can rotate and stack rooms to create multi-floor structures. A variety of room types and shapes are available, including normal squares and rectangles, L and T hallways, as well as some more fantastical configurations. Advanced mode takes the toolset even further, allowing you to adjust each piece of decor exactly as you want. Rotate, float, scale, and more to make your home a perfect reflection of your taste. And that's just the inside. The outside of your house is also customizable. Place your home how you want it on your plot. Add fountains, statues, planters, and more. Change out your windows. Pick the perfect chimney. Add a tower, and decide on the door of your dreams. Exterior plots also have the same advanced mode as interiors for even more modification. At Midnight's official launch, you'll have a choice between exterior themes based on orcs, humans, blood elves, and night elves. These aren't just skins, they're full architectural styles with unique customization options. Orc homes feature hide rooftops, bonfires, and rugged surfaces. Human homes are rustic, with sturdy stone walls, warm wooden floors, and colorful banners. Level up your house to unlock more flexibility. New rooms and floors, bigger house sizes, increases in the number of spots for decor, and more. Every house is in a shared zone known as a neighborhood, where you and others can show off your homes, build community, and participate in rolling challenges to earn housing rewards. Neighborhoods feature a wide variety of biomes, from spooky forests and coastal plains in Founders Point to lush oases and windswept bluffs in razor-wind shores. All contain different kinds of plots. Some are secluded and quiet, while others are clustered for the socially vibrant. Your neighborhood is faction-coded in its aesthetics, but not faction-exclusive in its residency. You have the choice between two types of neighborhood. Private neighborhoods where guilds or groups of friends can form their own space. Public neighborhoods where you'll find a home among friends you haven't met yet. Private neighborhoods come in two varieties: guild neighborhoods, which scale to fit your guild roster, and charter neighborhoods, which are capped at 50 homes and are perfect for tight-knit communities. Endeavors are monthly neighborhood-wide activities that bring everyone together to complete tasks, unlock themed decorations, and contribute to helping your neighborhood evolve. Participate in endeavors to earn House XP and community coupons that give you access to exclusive decor. Above all, housing is designed to help you find your perfect space and transform it to your own fantasy haven. To create your own home, sweet home.
And there you have it. Thank you so much on behalf of the entire World of Warcraft team for joining us for this overview of Midnight. And if after what you just saw you can't wait to get your hands on housing, don't worry, because it's coming your way if you have Midnight in early December of this year. Thank you again, and we'll see you in Azeroth.
Friends, we hope you've enjoyed this deeper look at Midnight. But as you can see, this fight is far from over. The drums of war thunder once again, and Azeroth needs her champions, now more than ever.
We love you, Daddy Medicine. Anyway, that was pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, I think I talked enough during it, so. But it's shaping up to be pretty cool. Like I said before, it seems like they're doing a war within where all the males are going to be taking backseat because we got, you know, the female Armani troll. We've got the Harindar, the chick that we met the last time, who's kind of the leader. So, again, it's Blizzard's way of, hey, sorry we treated you guys like sexual objects. Please don't hate us. It's not genuine. It's pathetic. Nothing's wrong with strong, powerful girls. It's just, we know coming from them, it's not genuine. They're just pandering at this point. But what are you going to do after you get caught sexually harassing girls in the workplace like the disgusting pigs that you are? You're going to do damage control. So, anyway, that's going to do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later.